Okay, let's see how that works.
There.
Okay, chat is live. Receiving data. We're good and stable. Yeah, this might work out. Here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another little edition of the Artcast. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Condor. Hello, Fern. Tonight we are joined with the one and the only Joe. What do you know, Joe?
Morty! I need your help, Morty! Sorry.
Okay, you're cutting in there a little bit.
Weird.
That's very good.
Hello?
But you, hold on. Say something again.
Hello, I'm saying something again.
Keep it at that, because you're kind of cutting in a little bit.
Okay.
But anyway, we're good. I'm going to get this started. This is an Artcast. This is a little continuation of something that that I did with the last Artcast, in that I was saying how I was using some CG models to help as the base. And this is sort of a continuation of that idea. I have two commissions here that I kind of... they were originally sketch commissions, and then they were bumped up to full-blown... Well, not full-blown color commissions, but kind of semi-color. I usually do color lines and stuff like that. But anyway, this first sketch, the one on my left, I guess your left too, is... well, we'll see. You'll see. Let me drop both these down, but we're going to be talking about this one first. Capture device. Oh. Where's this one? Okay. And I figured out how to do the display so I can stop and start whenever I feel like it. So basically, this is a CG model that I modeled the body myself, and I modeled the head separately. In fact, there are two separate models in Blender. What I essentially had to do was, and this is a thing I've done before, where I created two separate models and then stitched them together, basically where you combined vertices, is what it's called. And this one I just stuck the head on top of a headless body and just put it in a pose, just for brevity. I just wanted to kind of have something. As you can see, I'm totally just using that as a base to kind of work off of. Again, kind of trying to find a way to streamline all this stuff. Yep.
The phrase that you said, I just took the headless body and stuck it in a pose, that's the creepiest thing you ever said in my life.
Well, no, it's true. I created what I call a blank bot. I've been trying to, like I said, I've been trying to do this. I was sort of inspired the other day because I saw the something, I forget where I saw it. It was either on Tumblr or on Twitter. It was the Muppet Workshop Factory. And basically when the people who need to make Muppets, they make a generic Muppet. And they use like a base face, and then they have a whole drawer full of eyeballs and not mouths, but eyeballs and different kind of eyebrows and stuff. And she was just showing how you can make like different variations on the same body type and everything. And then you could just put it real quick. I made this body, modeled it, and then I made a head, a blank head and a blank body, and I can kind of combine them. As you can see, I'm adding a lot more volume to the model because I was not happy with it. I mean, if I could, I could. And again, the hand's a bit weird, so you're going to see me just totally redo that. But again, it's like a base. So anyway, yeah, and at this point, it actually does save a little bit of time, but I put the work into building the actual model. So, and like going back to that one mermaid video I saw, he had a whole bunch of pre-made parts, that like arms and legs that he just pulled out and added. So yeah, this is actually just a really like interesting process. Let's see, who do we have here? Hey, Noob Master. Yes, thick. Oh, I should talk about this character. I guess it was a one of I forget who exactly commissioned this. Well, let's look at the commission info. This was done by one. Well, it was commissioned by someone else for their friend. So her name is Emi, Emi, and it was commissioned by Billy Erkin, who I think is a friend of the stream. And it was for Alex Impus Prime or something. Another, not, I don't think he's a friend of the stream, if he is, but I know he watches me. Yeah, he's in here. He's one of my watchers. He's a, you could tell, I was going to say, he's sort of a brony, and you can kind of tell by the eyes. They have that same setup. But yeah. And, hey, look at this. Start, stop. Start, stop. No more worrying about just if the whole video resets. But that's display capture. Okay, yeah. So anyway, that's all I can basically say about this one. This is basically just like I said. I'm building a whole sketch around the rough pose model, which, you know. I also modeled those shoes. I have shoes because I'm also building props. Like I got like lights and like some maybe a little bit of loose furniture, like a chair and stuff like that. So you know, just kind of stuff to make. So anyway, how you doing, Joe? What do you know?
I've been fine. Just very busy lately. Like I told you before, I'm moving out of my parents' house. I'll be living alone and free in my own little apartment. My friends are betting how long will I survive by being alone.
Like actually being alone or affording it? The
No, like actually being alone.
Oh, you'll do fine. You'll do fine. You've got all of us.
Thank you, dude. You're talking to the guy who once made himself some instant ramen, and that thing poisoned him, and I still don't know where I failed.
Instant ramen?
Yeah, I mean, do you remember that scene where Homer is making breakfast for...
Yeah, and then it bursts into flames. Oh, I'm sorry. My video player just stopped for a second. But yeah, you'll do fine. You'll do fine. Just learn how to cook a little bit. And, I don't know. What do you like? What do you like to cook? Uh-huh. Yeah. Right on. Oh, I had to scale this down a little bit to kind of get to get the ears into the panel. Um, let's see. Also, what you're gonna... Oh, do I have the mouse on the screen? Oh, I do. Oh, cool. I just figured out I can put mouse on the screen and I can point out everything I'm doing. Um, yeah, that's great. Oh, the mouse comic? Yeah, I mean, I suppose I could. A lot of people don't actually, like, I'm surprised how many people don't know about Mouse. I read that in like grade school because it was one of the loose graphic novels that was sitting around. My all my teachers, they had like a book collection, and I had I think it was maybe around 5th grade where I was introduced to a teacher had a lot of comics, like comic collection books. Like they had the entire collection of, or not the entire collection, but they fancied themselves a Calvin and Hobbes collector, and they had oh god, Calvin and Hobbes and a bunch of other ones. I guess some Garfield. We can't hear him. Hold on a second. Video capture. Say something, Joe. Desktop audio. You're right, we can't hear you, Joe. That's weird. Say something now. No, it was just working a second ago. Here, hold on a hot second. Let's switch over to this. Say something, Joe. Well, that's wonderful. Say something again. Desktop audio is not even being received. Let's see if we can get some other stuff. No, Joe. Just hold on a second. Here, let's keep this moving along. Okay. Well, I'm gonna entertain them. Let's see. That's weird. We were testing this out before, and it was working. Oh wait. Try it now, Joe.
Hello.
Okay, I get it. I plugged in my earphones to try and hear you a little better, and it cut you out. So, and it stopped the video for some reason. Weird. Okay. Well, say something,
Alright.
Joe.
Hello, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Huh, that's weird.
Yeah.
OBS. Just weird.
Yeah.
Hey, you tried to stream a little bit. Did you have any complications? Were you using OBS?
Honestly, I stopped using OBS. I started to use a streaming app that's on the Steam store to do some live stream of video games.
Oh, what is that? The Steam store?
Hold on, let me open Steam and I'll let you know right away the name of the thing.
Okay, well, let me get back to this real quick. Yeah, here I've created a whole nother folder for the, well, you can't see the folder section. It's over on this side. I created a whole separate folder so I can adjust the layers, create multiple layers for doing line art. I have the stabilizer set fairly high at around S6, but I would say that's because my tablet is a very small Wacom. It's like the $50 model, maybe $60 depending on what store you go to. I think I got mine at Best Buy one time when it was on sale. I've seen, and then you go to Fry's Electronic. I think it's a little bit more expensive. Also, Fry's Electronics, they've got the models with the screens on them. They don't even have that over at Best Buy. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Here I am using, and I don't think any of you have seen this before. Here I am using the vector tools that Seiya 2 has. Even Seiya 1 has, and I wish I had known that earlier. Because, I mean, Seiya 1s aren't as precise as this. But anyway, it's just, like I say, the tablets, this way I get to just put down the line I want without having to redraw it about 5 times. I mean, sometimes I want the fluid motion of my own hand, and then sometimes I just want a precise line and I want it quick. So that helps a lot. Hello, EB Game. How you doing? Yeah, I loved your artwork on Avatars. I even wrote that I loved it. Avatars. By the way, I had back in college. I had an idea for an original series. It was called Avatars. It was kind of like it was going to be a little bit of a deconstruction, maybe even a bit of a spoof off of things like, Digimon and, well, I guess it was supposed to be like electronic gaming, and I guess the other closest thing that I would have to say that came out would be Summer Wars. But anyway, I created all these characters. I haven't done anything with them since, but EB was very kind enough to make a whole bunch of like really fantastic fan art of them.
You could try making it like a visual novel.
Yeah, I could. Oh man.
Are you good? Are you okay there, buddy?
Yeah. I just got a little something in my throat. Nothing a little water can't fix.
Water.
But anyway, yeah, it took a while to kind of figure out where all the hotkeys for the vector tools were at. And like I said, I eventually ended up upgrading to Seiya 2 because I just couldn't go back to regular. And also, this is the first drawing that I did starting on the desktop computer. So there was actually a huge difference in performance between recording on my laptop and then just recording on a desktop, which, it sounds like a no-brainer, but especially an older laptop that I have, and this is somewhat of a newer computer. Somewhat. I think it was like 4 years old. I bought it at Fry's Electronics. It was like $150, but it gets the job done. Hey, James Works, how you doing?
I was wanting to ask you something. So one of my friends is using Blender mainly for his RPG games. How hard is it to use? I don't know anything about Photoshop or anything at all. I'm an idiot. Okay. How hard is it to create a 3D models and so on?
Oh, if how can I put this? I've been doing it on and off since. Oh God, it just must have been. I started doing it when I started just looking into all sorts of different software. When I started producing familiar faces for the first time, I started looking at Blender and just playing with it and playing with it. It's been years of sort of very amateurish exploration. Although I do dedicate every morning now. I dedicate at least an hour to try and figure out a new trick. For example, I did figure out how to make some pretty good polygonal hair the other day. And but let's see. Getting back to your thing, how difficult. It would actually be easier if I had known how to have gone about it when I first started. Because like I said, I watched a couple video tutorials. And then I just kind of goofed around with it. What I would suggest is if you download Blender, it's a free program, and then go to that first video that I put the first video in a number of videos, a series of tutorials that explain from the very beginning everything, the layout, all your tools, all your programs, and it's very simple, and it's in the style of lessons. You'll make a little snowman at first, just with spare parts, all the things, and it's really helped me learn just a bunch of the basics that I actually skipped over because because I was just I was on my own. No one told me to say, okay, settle, slow down now. You're trying to run before you're walking, and you're trying to walk before you're crawling. So yeah, here, let me get you. If you go back in the Artcast just before this one, the Jungle Girl one, there's a link there. And it will just give you a link to all the video tutorials, and you can just at your own leisure, make a bunch of like really great artwork.
Okay, I got it here. Great series to get into Blender. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Also, but there's one thing that that they don't tell you, and that's, well, actually, it will tell you. It will tell you. I'm not gonna jump ahead of you, because even if I told you, hey, go into your renders panel and hit environmental lighting, it's like you probably wouldn't know what that is just at the beginning of everything. I'll have to do like a proper, because this is the final product when it comes to the Blender models. I'll have to do a proper demonstration of, you know, how I go about tweaking everything. But on the other hand, I think I'm not quite ready to. I mean, I'll show the working parts, but if I had to do a walkthrough or even a Artcast of blendering, there are some mornings, like I said, I spend a morning working on it. But there's some mornings when the only thing I really accomplish is I've figured out what doesn't work. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, it's like it's testing. It's all testing for me.
Yeah.
Hey, Skinny Zach, what's going on?
It's similar to what happens with me when I'm writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I DM horror and I'm working on a horror novel. So sometimes I do a scene, but I don't feel it. It's like it could be better. I ask around, so people are like, "Yeah, that's great. This doesn't work." So to me, the whole creativity process is sometimes I take the Neil Gaiman approach. Remember, no matter what you do, it's always the first draft.
Right. And that's sort of a difference between performal. Like, I would have to say, like, I don't know, a Let's Draw is weird. Because I don't like to... well, first of all, this whole thing, there are some times when I just work through the whole process. Like this was easy. I knocked this out. I actually surprised myself. I knocked this out in about an hour, which is why I'm doubling these two up. I knocked this whole thing, about each one out in an hour. Because thankfully I am getting faster with the way I'm modeling and also with these new tools that I have. But on the other hand, I would kind of say that that's more, if I had to do it live, I don't know. I think Let's Draws are more performative than they are, which is artistic in itself, but it adds another layer of like tension to everything. And I sort of like it when I pre-record these things and then present them with commentary, because I've spent all my thought process working on creating the thing, and now I can go back over what I've done and just kind of relax and explain everything to you. For example, like I said, it's much easier if I use a vector line for this arm than to have to go through and draw one line again, erase it, one line again, erase it, one line again, because I'll spend like 5 or yeah, I will spend as many times as it takes to get the line I want. Unlike that hair curl, which I just did freehand, which is fine because I want that more fluid motion. Okay, but you can see what I'm doing right there. I've erased the same line maybe about 4 times in a row there, which happens. But you know, it's just that some things require different tools and some things don't. And like you said, everything's like a first draft. Every line can be erased. You know, if it's digital, which I kind of, let's see, who was I talking to? I was saying I sort of abandoned traditional artwork a long time ago because it's more efficient for me to just use digital. You know, and it helps because it's kind of cartoony, and that's what is required. Good. Released. Oh, okay, that's Skinny Zach. He's talking about releasing another video. Also, I should say what I've been doing. I asked people on Twitter today what was the oh, here's Liz.
Sorry.
I hope she's okay. Let's see. I asked people on Twitter today what they think the best length for a Let's Play video is. Oh God, and they all said 30 minutes.
Oh, dude, that reminds me. My personal opinion on this subject is it depends on the game and depends on what are you doing. Mm-hmm. Do you know about the Uno movie that the guys at Rooster Teeth basically played?
No, Rooster Teeth?
Yeah, are you familiar with them?
Oh.
They're basically this they produce movies and so on and stuff for YouTube and whatever.
Right.
They did Ruby and so on, and they did a playthrough of the game Uno on Xbox.
Uh-huh.
It lasted 2 hours.
The whole game?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the whole game. I'm talking about a series of YouTube videos.
Oh.
Maybe that's where I got goofed up, because I know that, let's see, the Game Grumps, they do it for about 10 minutes, which I don't know. I think is a little too short at this sometimes. And then you've got the two best friends. I think they go maybe... Well, here's a new one by them. It's their bully. Let's see how long theirs are usually. They're like usually about 20 or let's see. Well, actually, they've been going 30 minutes for about each one of theirs. Yeah. Their Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is 31, and and Batman's 29. So I guess, I kind of enjoy that format a little better. I was thinking about 20 for mine, but I don't know. I started a video game that was a gift for Christmas, and I've been recording it, and I just figured I might as well make something out of that.
What game, if may I ask?
No, you may not. If it premieres, it premieres.
Okay, it's a surprise.
Hayes, just wait. Johnny 2x4 has something to ask. Hey, Chad, I've got to learn to draw women the same way that you do, because the women you draw are extra thick. Oh. I don't know. Everything is shapes, buddy. Everything is shapes. You can any shape you can break down. I mean, any character you can break down into shapes. And it doesn't even have to be the same shapes that the creators designed. As long as it's something that makes sense to you.
That reminds me. There's a video where what's the name of this guy? The one who made Grump. The guy who made Fritz the Cat. Uh-huh. He describes how is his perfect shape of the woman, and he draws a woman while explaining to you like, okay, the chest is gonna be like 2 huge tomatoes, the waist is gonna be like a bar of butter, and he starts explaining his whole version of how to draw a woman.
Oh yeah, so, his ideal woman is something like, "Hey, Zombie John, how's it going?" Yeah, his ideal woman was that like really like heavy, thick girl.
Yeah.
Which I sort of got my inspiration from several artists. One who's Elton Pot, if you look him up. I think he's a Brazilian artist. I'm not sure, but yeah, he's on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. He was on DeviantArt, and he's got a Twitter, and like really. Just like his style of lines is really amazing.
That reminds me.
Anyway.
I wanted to recommend you something, dude. Since you love art and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
I've been trying to get a book called The Devil's Advocate by a guy called Coop, who basically made the whole rockabilly, the devil with the cigar in the mouth, and he is one of the biggest rockabilly influences there was during his time. So I think you would like him.
Huh. Okay. Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of the fact that you're a you're a oh you're a DM and a
Role
tabletop
player?
gamer. Let me get something here. I grabbed it.
Okay, surprise me. Okay, I'm excited. Surprise me, buddy. Surprise me. So, anyways, how you guys been? I saw Disaster Artist. I found it sad, honestly. More than like funny, I thought it was really sad.
I heard the Disaster Artist. I heard that it was sort of not.
It's not a comedy.
Yeah, I know that, but I heard it's people are comparing it to Ed Wood, but it doesn't have that kind of. I don't know. It's just missing a bunch of stuff. Oh, here, let me save a photo of this or get a download of this so we so people know what we are talking about.
Okay, surprise me.
It's called
All right.
Just wait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me. You'll see. Actually, pretty neat.
Hold on, you're cutting off a little bit.
Yeah. I'm just no.
Okay.
Hold on. I can only get this one little image, but it should work for our purposes. Let's see. Here we go. I guess it won't work for our purposes. Fantasy Genesis, a creative game for fantasy artists. It's a book that uses different pages, different... like there's this whole guide in the back where it says, fantasy writers, you roll a 6-sided die, and it chooses your subject. You narrow your subject down as you go. For example, let's see. If you roll a 6-sided dice and you roll a 1, then you have to choose from sea life. If it's 2, then it's an insect. If it's 3, then it's an animal. If it's 4, it's a reptile. If it's 5, it's a bird. And if it's 6, it's 6 is another mammal. Mammal. But it's a different set of animals. For example, if I roll a 2, and then you have to roll a 12-sided dice. Wait, is there a 12-sided die?
Yes, there is.
Then you have to roll a 12-sided die, and depending on what it lands on, then that's what you kind of have to draw. Like, if 7 is a mantis, 9 is a caterpillar, 12 is a spider, and that's and then you mix it up with you have a veggie set here, you have an elemental set here, which is a 4-sided die. So let's say I roll let's say I roll a 1 on the animal set, and I get and then I have to choose. Let's say I choose squid. I roll a 1, and then on a 12-sided die I roll a 4, which that gives me squid. And then on the elemental set, a 4-sided die, I roll a 3, and then on a 12-sided die again, I roll a 5, which is rust. So I've got to make some sort of rust octopus.
I'm seeing some of the art of the book, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. This is a decent artist. It's done by Chuck Lucas. Lucas, Lukacs.
Yeah, sounds like a Lucas.
Yeah, he's of course it's sort of a let's how to draw. He gives you phases on how to break down shapes. This is actually pretty nice. And it's actually pretty inspirational to sort of figure out how how you would depict all these weird different animals.
Personally, I'm gonna give you a little advice. Somebody who role plays.
Mm-hmm.
Some books might be horribly made when it comes to rules and whatnot.
Right.
But the art can be beautiful. Can be some of the most amazing art I have ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of role plays, I did manage at the Goodwill. I did pick up also. Here, let me get that one too. So this is neat, and it uses all the dies. There's no such thing as an 8-sided die, is there?
Yes.
Okay. So all these things are okay. How about a 24-sided die?
Okay, you got me there.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not sure
There's an emotion list and then there's an action list. The emotion list goes up to 24. And it's got various things. It's got anger, timid, giggling, bored, thoughtful or meditation, deadpan. Action list goes all the way up to 28. Now I assume that there's a 20-sided die, right?
The 20-sided, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. At the very top in smaller text, it says which one do you roll. So you roll a 20-sided die and you roll one 20-sided die and one 4-sided die together. And that'll give you the proper number. And then for this one you roll one 20-sided die and then one 8-sided die. And that'll give you the proper number. Okay. So that's interesting. But anyway, let me get you what the other thing I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Here we go. Here's the, let's see, what is this called? DC Heroes role-playing game. It's the it's the Batman source book.
Dude, that thing, keep it, because it's very expensive on eBay, okay?
Really? That's one?
Yeah, it's first edition. I mean, what? Okay, let me do some quick Google foo, okay? DC Batman setting RPG.
Yeah, no, Batman source book, DC Heroes role-playing game, Batman source book. It looks like...
What's score?
Yeah, it looks like this. Let's see, eBay. Let's visit this one.
Okay, I'm seeing it.
What are they asking for? They're asking for $20. They're asking $15.
Wait, what? Dude, I was pretty sure the last time I googled it was very expensive. Hold on, here it is. Batman source book. It's the one where you can see Batman like heading towards the Joker, the Penguin.
I'm gonna put it into the stream so everyone can see. It looks like this. Here, let me get it out of the way so we can see what. Yeah, it looks like this. So. Yeah, let me just. Yeah, and that's it. It looks interesting. It might actually. I mean, it's got all the typical. I mean, it's dense. It's just like really, really dense. I could see how being a DM would be a lot of work, because you've got Clayface, Clayface 3, Clayface 2, and Clayface 1. There's 3 different kinds of Clayface in here.
Dude, believe it or not, I'm gonna give you a little hint. Depending on the game, being a DM can be incredibly easy or incredibly tough, depending on the game.
Right. Well, I mean, they give you a, well, let's see, they give you a practice game in the back. Called Double Jeopardy. It's where It's where there's two villains. Let's see. You got to either fight Two-Face or the Mad Hatter, and it's called Double Jeopardy because Two-Face is double, but also Mad Hatter's two henchmen are called Tweedledee and Tweedledum. So it's one big adventure. And they give you examples. They kind of hold your hand on this one. And then they give you another, like, 3 or 4 different adventures in the back. It's really interesting. And it's actually kind of getting into my head. I mean, it's getting through to me about all the different things you can do. There was another one that I picked up at the time, and I left at home. And it was Lord of the Rings. And it was super dense. Like, it's the size of, like, some school textbooks that I used to get.
As soon as you can, send me a picture of that thing.
Okay, well, I don't, and it came with, like figures. It was supposed to come with figures, I guess. Or you were supposed to buy the figures separately.
Depending on the game, but usually, yeah.
It was like... You could tell it was like for hardcore collectors.
Yeah, look, Lord of the Rings, when it comes to role-playing games, at least the one I know, there were 2 editions. The original one, which was a pain in the ass. I mean, if you have never role-played before in your life, never start with that one. Because it's slow as hell. It's like, it was basically, okay, you hit your target, roll again to confirm damage, roll again to see penetration damage. Roll again to see how much do you break from its armor. Roll again to see how many damage points does he takes to the liver. Roll again to see if his liver is compromised. So
okay, that actually, I don't know why, but that sounds like this book looks, if that makes any sense. Because I looked through it and I was just sort of, my mind was boggled by the sheer amount of detail that was in. That they were that was on every freaking page.
Look,
however,
if you have,
I'm going to interrupt you. I do have another Lord of the Rings game, and it's a pen and paper. It seems to be like a super simplified version of D&D.
And welcome to the new edition of the Lord of the Rings games, which came out after the first movie.
Yeah, but this was based on the second movie. It's the Twin Towers game, or the Two Towers. Yeah.
I know you're not going to RPGs, but I'm going to try to get you something there. I got this little horror role-playing game, which is, and I'm going to tell you right now, I just found it, 44 pages long. Okay?
Uh-huh.
It's called Stories from the Grave. The whole idea is that you're playing... let's say that you and your brothers decide to roleplay this game. Each one of you takes a turn to become the DM, because the whole idea of this game is that you're running basically an easy comic book story. So stuff like Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, Tales of Mystery, stuff like that.
Okay.
The art book is lifted from the old, the easy old horror comic books. Hell, the first page of the books comes with a chronograph, X-ray vision goggles. Just send your information here for the coupon and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it's very simple. It's basically a party game. It's all role-playing game, but since it's very like Tales from the Crypt, mm-hmm. It allows you to very short stories. To play. Dude, if I were to DM you this game, the game won't be longer than 2 hours or an hour even. And the system is so easy to learn that if I finish running you a game, then you could run me another story made by you in less than 10 minutes.
Huh. Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, like I said.
We're getting to the coloring.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, rolling this back a little bit, where I'm just coloring a little bit. I think I'm putting the final touches on all this. Yeah, not much to say. I just decided to shade this. And like I said, this was supposed to be a sketch, but I actually felt a little bad. It took me longer than usual, so I just kind of upgraded it to just a little bit more polished art. It's not all the way the quality I would use for my line art drawings, but it's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just wait. Hey Chad, you know the rules. Hand folding is a failure of the game design, video games, and game boards.
Yeah.
What?
Basically, what he's saying is, when it comes to role-playing games, the whole idea is that it's an open adventure. It's a sandbox.
Oh.
So there is a situation, a very particular scenario when a storyteller is so obsessed with the story, sometimes he doesn't let you free roam. It's like,
well, no. When I said that this last one holds your hand, it means it holds the hand for the DM. The other players don't really know what's going on, but still, it's like if it's your very first try, this helps you.
Look, buddy, if you ever want to explore more of role-playing games or the art of the books or whatever, dude, you know I've been eager to run you a game ever since we first started talking.
Yep, I know that. But like I don't want to make any promises because I can't. My schedule is so up in the air. Like today, I got to go back. I drove Grandma out to my mom's because she wanted to go with her to her doctor's appointment. All good news, by the way.
Great.
So, but I won't get into that. But then I have to drive back out there again tomorrow because she wants to take her car up to get a brake change, and she needs a ride home. She didn't call her mechanic today to work things out, so that's my. I expected to lose this morning, but I didn't expect to lose next morning too. So, like I say, a lot of my stuff is just. It's all up in the air right now. That's my life right now because I was born too late, and I sort of am and by born too late I mean I was born. I have older people in my life now that I need to help and take care of.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna ask the guys at the chat, the ones I DM with. I have this rule. If you see me on and you want to play, just ask. I don't have a schedule, so if you feel like playing, just, hey, do you have some time to teach me how to roleplay? Okay. If you cannot play today, I don't mind. I am the most laid-back guy when it comes to run games, dude.
Yeah, I know, and I assume the online community has really helped with people getting together. In fact, that's one of the first games I ever sat in on was Spoonie One DMing a bunch of different games with a bunch of different CA personalities. Pardon me, I'm sorry, I just popped a soda.
It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, hey, what do you think about Harmon Quest? Someone already asked. Someone asked in the chat a little bit ago, and I saw it out of the corner of my eye, but I didn't really respond. Have you seen Harmon Quest?
No, it's ring a bell.
Harmon Quest. It's starring Dan Harmon, or what is it? Dan? Yeah, Dan Harmon. He's one of the writers or the producers and writers on Rick and Morty. He also wrote for Community, created Community actually, and so he has this little sideshow, and it was part of his stage act or his like little night. You know how like we have podcasts? Well, he just goes to a place every other night and has the same kind of thing, but with people who come to a bar to watch him do that.
It's like the Kevin Smith thing.
Yeah. So anyway, for a long time he used to do this. He used to like do Harmon Quest. He didn't call it Harmon Quest. They used to call it D&D, but they have to make it legally distinct in order to make this show about it.
Oh, please don't sue us. Okay.
Yeah. But he basically has a show where he gets his celebrity friends to come on, like one celebrity friend at a time, 3 regular players. someone who used to be his wife, his ex-wife, but they're still friends, I guess. And one of his other good friends, they play these quests. They already had one season, and they're gonna, I guess, start another season. Like they're on season 2, and I guess they've got greenlit for another one. I'm not sure. I would hope so. But they get all these comedians, and they play these they play D&D sessions, and it's hilarious. They had Patton Oswalt. He played one. They had just
please tell me they had Vin Diesel.
Who? No,
Vin Diesel.
not Vin Diesel. No, they didn't have. No, not like no. I was gonna say, when was the last movie I saw Vin Diesel in? I was gonna say, oh, no one that big, but I'm thinking, like, wow, when was the actual last movie I saw Vin Diesel in? And I'm not counting the what do you call them? Drive
Fast and
movies.
Furious? The Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, Fast and the Furious. That's what. I'm not counting those because I don't watch those. I know those are big and I know people like them, but I don't watch them.
Sorry,
but anyway, he's got like Patton Oswalt and like a bunch of other comedians. Okay, here we're finishing off. We are finishing off this picture. Now we're going to move on to Kimmy, and you can sort of see here that I spend a little extra time. I modeled the clothes and I modeled the punching bag. And then I also added the different layers of color. I added color to the materials and then shaded it. And I just decided, wow, this actually looks pretty solid. The figure, the punching. So I decided to polish it up as much as I could. And now I'm just straight working with the figure as a base. And I'm just going to add some lines onto it. And I'm going to do hair. I tried modeling her hair a little bit, but it's just too wavy, and I just can't control the control the vertices like that just yet. I mean, I learned how to make some really nice hair, like nice cartoony hair, but yeah, I just needed a little bit more experience to do something like that. But anyway, as you can see here, I'm sort of adding an outline. This program has an outline tool, which is really handy. You just, well, I have it hotkeyed for Alt-D for outline, but you can just pull down the menu, and then if you ever select a shape and then just add it, that's fine. Also, the vector tools make it really easy to just follow the outline where I want it to go and have it sit, so I don't need to, again, sort of redraw again and again. But anyway, yeah, this is the sort of, like I said, the same process I was using with the Jungle Girl, except I was able to control the figure a lot better than I was before, and sort of make a semi-finished project. Well, it's a finished project, but it's like half CG, half drawn. And this is a totally finished model, by the way. I took the extra effort to like model the clothes on her, the boots, the shorts, and the shirt, and I also stitched the head onto her properly, which is to say I connected two separate figures, again, the body and the head. You can tweak the body any way you want it. You can tweak the head any way you want it, and then add the two together. So again, this sort of just helps. I mean, I must have taken. At this point, it's sort of a wash because I took the same amount of time I would to had if I had started with just a sketch on just paper. I probably would have taken as much time. Actually, no. I cut some time out of it. Hey, Liz, how's it going? But, But anyway, it's a different process. It's a different animal. So I'm just learning how to kind of what works, what doesn't. But yeah, I was really pleased with the way this turned out. And like I said, at every sort of step, things just fell into place. Like I said, it was a really strong model. At first, it was all gray, and I was like, well, what if I took the time to just color it? I color the different parts, and that's what I did. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll model the hair. Maybe I'll. And I tried and failed, and then my time was up that morning and I was like, okay, well, screw it. I'll learn how to model hair some other time, or when the next character pops up, I'll just draw what I need to draw this time. And again, I'm sort of giving her those hook kneecaps, the hook kneecaps that she has. If you look at her character model, you'll see I will have to do something about her face. I will have to. She's got kind of a sharp face that is sharper than that, so I will have to do a little bit of tweaking, and you'll see that a little bit later. But again, I'm mainly using vector tools here because they are far more precise. I can lay them on top of the edges that I want, and it gets the job done real quick.
All I can add is, based on the face that he has right now, is what's wrong with the face? So yep. I had to.
Let's see, who is the commissioner on this one? It was someone who actually commissions a lot of boxing girls. That's what he likes. This was Alex. Let's see, what is it? Alexander L.R. Alexander L.R. Let's see, he's a pretty good artist in his own right. Yeah, he's on DA. You can see him. But anyway, yeah.
By the way, I wanted to recommend you a tabletop game. I was seeing the last video you made with the shelf behind you, and I noticed that you had Munchkin.
Yeah, I had Munchkin. I got that for $3.
You lucky. Oh
yeah, it was at a thrift store, the White Dove. I got it for $3.
I envy you so much.
It's a complete set. It's the first set, and then I also got Munchkin X-Men for like $10 because Walgreens was getting rid of it, and then I got Munchkin like the School or Magic School or something like that, and I got that for like maybe $5 because again the same Walgreens was trying to get rid of it.
I hate you so much right now. Anyways.
Anyway. I actually have a script about it. About how Munchkin plays and everything. I was mainly going to focus on how weird it is that you can mix some set of Munchkin with certain sets and then other sets you can't mix together. Because they have like different card backs and everything.
Now, I want to recommend you a card game. That's from the same guy who did the art for Munchkin. It's called She Geek.
Spell that?
I'm gonna type it in the chat. The idea of the game is that it's a tabletop game for it's for a lot of players, like 4 or 5 players. The idea of the game is that you and your players live in the same college campus apartment. And the goal of the game is to become the biggest slacker in your apartment.
Oh, okay.
It has some expansions like She's Guevara, which you left out, in which you are now a dropout and joined the Cuban Revolution. Chess God, in which you're a god who bases on suffering and going to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And it has one with Cthulhu, obviously. And one with the military. And the whole idea is that you can mix the games up.
Okay, you can mix the games up? What do you mean?
Cheese God is one version with gods. you can take the core game, the
Oh.
Cheese Geek.
Oh yeah. They've got that same thing too with Munchkin, but but you can mix some sets and then you can't mix others, or at least it doesn't look like you can because they have different card backs. Also, Munchkin X-Men is just shit. I mean, I don't know how it plays, but it doesn't. It's got the Munchkin gameplay, but all the artwork is. Well, here, let me just show you. All the artwork is like super serious. It's not in the Munchkin style. Let me bring that up. Okay, let me just bring up a Munchkin.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna explain to the people watching the video what the hell is a Munchkin.
Well, no, here. Let's see. Like, this is the original artwork for Munchkin, or not the original. This is sort of a cleaned up version. I think this is a re-release. Here we go. Like, that's sort of the goofy artwork for Munchkin, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's hold on to that and let's get it out of the way of the boobies. Now let's see. Let's go Munchkin X-Men. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, X.
By the way, if you like the art of the original Munchkin of Cheese Geek, check out a webcomic called The Dork Tower. It's by the same guy.
Oh, yeah. I've got some Dork Tower. I got some Dork Tower comics. And now here is the artwork for... Well, I'm saving 2 images. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Oh, crap. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. This is display. Okay, I know what to do here. Yeah, see? There's the thing for Munchkin.
Hold on.
Yeah, there's the 2 artworks. It's regular comic book art. I think it might be recycled or not. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I'm disappointed.
Yeah, well, here's some more. Here's another one. Here's another one right here.
By the way,
see? This is the card art.
Yeah.
It's not even Munchkin.
No, it's just something.
Yeah.
Messing. By the way, for your script, do you know what's Munchkin player or where does that joke comes from?
Yeah. Where does it come from?
Okay, basically, let's say you're playing Dungeons and Dragons. You go meet the prince. He tells you he needs your help. Any other player will go like, okay, I ask the prince what's up, or okay, I negotiate with the prince. Munchkin player. Okay, you go see the prince. I stop him. But why? Because I want to level up. But dude, we're playing. I'm trying to be serious with it. I don't care. I want to level up. I want loot. I want to kill my other teammates to steal their shit and become even greater. Basically, a Munchkin player is a player who doesn't give a crap and goes around killing stuff just for the loot and the level.
Huh.
So now you understand why in the game leveling up is so important and why you have to backstab your other friends in order to level up.
Okay, well that's good. I didn't even know that. Okay, so that's Munchkin. That's well, no. Here, Thomas Mill brings up a point, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a term in board tabletop games where you try to level up. It's all focused on doing that. I did not know that. So that's good. Thomas brings up the point that why? Oh no, it's just that why is it that American comics have this realistic, serious art style? I don't know about that, but that brings up to my point that like why call it Munchkin X-Men if you're not gonna go with the kind of goofy self-referential humor that Munchkin is all about. Because Munchkin, there are cards like I don't know, they're all joke cards. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hell, dude, if you said I have Munchkin X-Men, I will expect items like Claws of Deboning or the precious bald hair of Patrick Stewart. or character cards that are like the lame version of the X-Men, like Skin,
Yeah,
whatever,
I
or
would do that,
Deadpool.
like Bald Cap or something, anything, or even like just neat little weird drawings of I don't know, like anything, like
Dude,
Wolverine as a little weirdo, in the Munchkin art style, but
dude,
it doesn't deliver on that. Also, another version of that's been out is Munchkin: The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is
oh yeah,
yeah, that's not in the Munchkin style, which would have been great. I mean, that's like Tim Burton's original art style was kind of scribbly weird characters.
Okay, let me show you something, okay? Very quickly. Before you continue, this is from our card game.
Are you showing it through Skype or?
I'm gonna post it on the main chat because we're talking about Tim Burton. This is my picture when I saw the box. Okay, this is my picture when I saw the Munchkin Nightmare Before Christmas, and I hope my girlfriend is not in the chat because that's her. I'm gonna give it to her. Sorry. But this is what I expected when I heard of the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Munchkin set.
That is the type of art I expected.
Okay,
Sorry?
let's open this up. Oh, Gloom.
Yeah.
I think I've heard. Oh, pardon me. I think I've heard of this.
Okay.
Haven't seen it. Okay, second edition Gloom, the game of inauspicious incidents and grave consequences. Okay, that artwork's pretty neat. Let me save this. Save picture as. Oh God! It opened up the Edge. It opened up Edge. You know what Edge is? Edge is I don't know what. It's the web browser that this computer keeps pushing on me. Okay, I think this is it. No, that's not it.
No, I don't see them pointing out in the video, but the game.
Where is it? Hold on one hot minute.
Okay.
Today
take your
I
time.
just downloaded it. Huh? It says I didn't download it. Weird.
Oh. Anyways, you have it on the chat here on the Skype thingy. You can check it out later if you want.
Yeah.
Over there.
Weird.
But yeah, I'm disappointed about Munchkin with those things that you mentioned.
Well, yeah. Well, the whole like you said, the whole game started by being, goofy and having, spoofing tabletop games. And then now they're just using the actual gameplay of Munchkin, but not any of the humor that made it popular. So, I mean, they've got Wizard of Oz Munchkin. They've got Cthulhu Munchkin. They've got.
Dude, I have Cthulhu Munchkin next to me. I'm seeing the box, and it continues with the same silly tongue-in-cheek humor. I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you'd expect that would be great for like other properties, like if they parodied like the X-Men or Marvel heroes or superheroes or stuff like that.
Okay,
but
I'm gonna ask you something.
Yeah.
When you do that video, please start by showing like Munchkin cards and go like, and this is the X-Men Munchkin cards.
Well, no. I like I said, I've got the whole thing planned, and I'm gonna bring that up in length. And it's also going to bring up the Munchkin phone app, which costs like $2.
What?
Yeah, there's a phone app. It costs like $3 or $4. It keeps track of your character, so you don't have to, have pen and paper. Which you think that would be free, but they're charging. Free country, they can do that. But also, if you use the app, sometimes you'll get bonuses just for using it. Like on your turn, it'll pop up like a bonus.
Tim Jackson, you failed me.
It is actually, they managed to make pay to win in a card game.
CR, hold me. Steve Jackson, you failed me, man. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to bring balance to the force, man. Oh God!
So, yeah, it's and I was reading it as I was reading I was going to download it. And I was like, $5 for what? What does it do? It should just keep track of my character. And you think that would be really useful. You'd think they'd put that out for free if it were going to... in fact, there must be different apps to help you keep track of your character, like in D&D or any other like RPG out there.
Look, okay, when I play Munchkin with my friends, the only things we needed were a D6 side dice, and we used a D10 side dice to keep track of the level. That's all we used. We never needed for apps. God damn it, I'm old. What I was going to ask you is that during the video, if you can show like the Marvel version of Munchkin and they go like, wait, this is wrong. This is the actual art of the game. But anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh god, I feel... The worst part is, and I think you could use this, there's a YouTube channel called Tabletop where they showcase tabletop games. And they do a game through of Munchkin with the creator, with Steve Jackson, I believe. And yeah, it's very short. It's like 20 minutes, I believe. But still, it's like, holy crap. Steve Jackson, why you did this, man? Why?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was just some other idea that they wanted. Okay, as you can see here, I'm gonna start working on things that are not part of the original figure, or the original Blender model that I put out. And I'm going to start working on the face, and I'm going to start working on the hair. And it's just the typical what I would start before, how I would start any drawing, start with just a light sketch, and then work on top of that. She's got like a very sharp, squarish nose, I find. And getting her eyes the right size was a little bit of a challenge. It doesn't help that the character model kind of jumps from... it kind of jumps... this happens with any animated show. Different artists will draw the character in different ways. And it was never as bad as it is on, like, I want to say Steven Universe, because that is where the style sort of fluctuates the most. What the hell am I doing? Oh, I cropped it. I'm having cropping problems. Let's see. Was I supposed to edit? Yeah, here we go. There we go. I can even fast forward to the good parts. Yeah, let's just start here. Okay, here I'm starting on the hair. Yeah, like I said, it was never... Well, actually, no. Going all the way back to Tiny Toons, the different studios that were working on that show, and Animaniacs and all those shows, they had different models for their different characters. Nowadays, you can have things more uniformed, but still, artists have different art styles. Some draw her with slightly bigger eyes. Some draw her with, a sharper chin. And like I said, it was just a little bit hard to kind of nail exactly where her eyes should have been. But anyway, getting back to whatever. Let's see. Any questions? Hello, Josh Pony. How's it going?
Sorry, I'm in choke still. It hurts, man. It hurts.
Let's see. How is OBS holding up? I don't think we haven't dropped a single frame. This is great. I tried streaming with playing a video game and the two double screens, and for some reason, knock on wood, hoping it doesn't happen now, but for some reason the stream would actually shut down.
By the way, the program I'm used to stream video games, it's on Steam. It's called Action. Gameplay, recording, and streaming. Do you ask me which program I used to stream games? I used one that's on the Steam store. It's called Action.
Action. Okay. The Steam store, did you actually pay for it?
Yeah, during the the holidays. Do when the when that marvelous time of the year where.
I was sort of asking how much.
Oh yeah, I don't remember because it was very cheap at that time.
Okay.
Hold on, Steam. Hold on, action. Let me Google it. It's holy. It was $50 at the time, but I paid like 20 or 15 bucks.
Oh, okay. Wow. That must actually be pretty good. I was gonna say because well, OBS is free and it seems to be doing the job, and especially if you don't have the kind of speed you need to do what you need to do. But yeah. Anyway, everything seems to be. Let's see. Oh, hey
Also, I
James.
did a quick search
What
on the
is
other Munchkin.
CR's Tumblr? Hold on, I'm going to put it in there. Let's see. I have a Tumblr at. Let me stick it in here. I guess it's just crfamiliarfaces.tumblr.com. Here. There you go. Oh yeah, I was gonna try. You'll see me working out different things to do with her hair. Oh, and this is real time, by the way, because I guess it did cut my draw time in half a little bit because this is in real time. The other one was doubled speed, and this is real time that I'm drawing in. I could have probably sped it up a little bit, but then both of these together ended up being 2 hours, and that's sort of where I want the. That's how long I want these Artcasts to how long I want them to last. But anyway, yeah, there's my Tumblr. I just reblogged a really neat post about just different what was it? Just different references. Like a whole list of just all these different things. It's like really useful for artists. So take a look at that. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a little my throat's a little dry. Oh, pardon me.
Are you
One second.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just need a drink.
Oh, I wanted to ask you. Is there any chances you will ever do the RT, the World's Strongest Man, Familiar Faces?
The what?
Time ago, I asked you if you could do something with Pete and Pete, and you said, yeah, I could do RT from Pete and Pete.
Oh, Artie. Yeah, Artie from PDP. Yeah. Yeah. I actually I got the second season. I need to get the other ones. I think I got the or do I have the first one? I don't know. I got to take a look at that. I have the season where I think he leaves.
Okay.
I think I do. I'll have to take a look at that.
Also, I noticed that because of your videos, you're collecting a lot of tabletop games. Am I right? Or am I high? Any in particular that you're fond of? Card games or more like the big board thingies or whatever?
Oh, well, just anything. Anything. I like for not anything. For like, for example, when you said Shez Geek, I probably wouldn't have picked that one up because I more or less like the sort of battle effects. I like, battling card games. That one just seems to be more like a strategy thing. Even though I did do... Oh, hold on a second. Output is low. Okay, we're back. We just had a little hiccup. We're not back. Just the stream quality dropped a little bit. Oh, I got Tumblr open now, and I'm looking through all the different weird things. That's probably what's going on. But I did do the Simpsons card game, and that wasn't necessarily fighting. That was collectible. So I don't know. I just kind of collect whatever's available and in front of me. Hey, if Noob Master's still around, I bought a bunch of. I bought like about $12 worth of My Little Pony card games that were at the dollar store.
I was about to ask. There is a My Little Pony card game, and then I think, and then I thought, if it exists, there should be a card game about it.
Right. Well, he's the one that gave me a proper starter deck with what was it, Luna and Fluttershy, I think. But anyway, I bought about $12 worth of cards, like 4 from each expansion that I think they have, like 4 from the first one, 4 from the second, and 4 from the third. So anyway, that'll be something to look forward to. Heck, I may even do a video where I open them up and we see what we got. Who knows? Because that might be a thing.
I have a card game that I don't know if you will ever get or if you will ever want to get.
What? What is it?
It's one deck only. It's one deck for multiple players. It's a little bit of a combat game. I'm gonna read it out to you. Just the title name of the game, okay?
Okay.
I have the package in my hand. Pimp the Backhanding.
Pimp the Backhanding. And you got it from Hot Topic, you said?
No, I got it from the local RPG store where I get my games.
Oh.
Basically, this game, you are a pimp trying to sell ladies off the street. So Magic the Gathering, but with pimps.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's a very tongue-in-cheek game, but yeah, it's pimp.
Huh. That reminds me, I do have a deck of what is it?
Hold on.
It's like an adult card game.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna post in the chat a picture of the pimps. No, don't worry. None of them is not safe for work. They're just normal cards. They're very cartoony.
Oh, okay. Well, no, yeah. I'm saying I have the deck of the only one in a deck of something they made. It's an adult card game.
Okay, you caught my attention, buddy.
Okay, I should actually. Oh God, I got some actually rare stuff that I still have in a storage room somewhere. I hope the heat and the weather hasn't gotten any of it. I put it all in controlled like styrofoam boxes to keep them at their right temperature. I should go check on those. Some of them were printed on cardstock, and some of them were printed on less than desirable material. So, like my Scooby-Doo cards, some of them got a little warped.
Sorry to hear.
Scooby-Doo Scooby-Doo collectible card game. Some of those got a little bit warped. I may have to look into that. So
tell me, what is this card game for adults that you just mentioned?
I can't even tell the name of it. But do you know a sort of webcomic called Genius Girl?
I need to read that thing.
It's like steampunk sort of thing. But the artist originally released this set of like weird card game that's just a bunch, like it's an adult card game. It's different weird things. I'll do a video about that hopefully.
I've been collecting other somebody thought they were card games, but no. I started to collect tarot decks mainly because of the art.
The what?
I started to collect tarot decks.
Oh, those decks. Okay. Hey, Zigzag Goose, how's it going?
I'm gonna say is the Salvador Dali made one, and it's beautiful. But anyways.
Well, yeah, and also, there's a bunch of different ones that are really nice. I'd expect you to have been into that a little bit earlier because of JoJo.
No, I was into tarot before Yo-Yo. I got into it like 5 or 6 years ago. I've been trying to find one, but it is expensive as hell. It's the DC Vertigo one that made that What's the name of this guy who makes the art for Sandman? The
Neil
cover
Gaiman.
artist?
Or not Neil Gaiman, his artist.
Yeah, the guy who always makes the covers from Sandman, and he's very popular on Vertigo. He made a DC Vertigo art, tarot deck, and it's like $300. Yeah, and I'm like, I could buy it, but I need to eat. What else have I gotten around here that you might be interested in too, as card games or tabletop games? Well, I have Illuminati, which was the game that allegedly predicted 9/11. Let's see what else. Marble Monsters. I found a very interesting game that you might like. It's called Boss Monster. It's basically It's a card game where a hero wants to defeat the boss of a level, like any other video game. The catch is that you're the boss, and you need to create obstacles for the hero.
Oh, you're talking about Dungeon Boss, right?
Yeah, that one.
I saw that. I saw that on. They had that at Target. It looked pretty interesting.
That's pretty neat art, honestly. What else do I have around here? Because there's stuff in the apartment.
Target's the only place around here. I mean, unless you go to an actual comic book store. They're the only place around here where it's a good entry point for those weird card games, because they got a bunch of like weird. They sort of have an indie an indie gaming section.
Yeah.
They had that, and they had Sheriff of Nottingham and The Wizard is Always Right, or The Wizard Always Wins. Have you heard of that one?
No.
I never heard. It's more or less like a. It's more or less like a traditional card game, not like. When I say traditional card game, I mean like an actual card game, like Gin Rummy or Bridge or something like that. Except it's you get a character card and it does certain things, and then you reach level 7 and you're a wizard, and that's what the card game's about. It's called The Wizard Always Wins. The wizard doesn't always necessarily win, but the wizard has an ability that almost like the odds of the wizard not winning would be 95%.
Oh, sorry, that reminds me of something that you should add to your Munchkin video. There's a rule that when I played here in South America, all the guys who had Munchkin told me about. You can cheat. It's allowed to cheat. It's not allowed to get caught.
You're allowed to cheat if you don't get caught.
Yeah, for example, you can if you are level 2, and suddenly you say, "Hey, I'm level 3," and nobody notices, it's all right.
Well, I suppose that's.
It's part of the mechanic of being a Munchkin in the tabletop game.
Yeah, I know, but interesting.
If you get caught, you lose cards of your hand, or the other players can steal your loot.
Okay,
or
so that's
whatever.
more about bluffing than it is actual cheating. Okay, that's pretty interesting.
That's one of the mechanics you could mention in the game. But what else do I have? Oh, I recently got a Rick and Morty tabletop game, but I don't
Wait, are you kidding me?
it.
They got a tabletop for one of those?
They have like 5. I mean, there's the Anatomy Park, the Lucas, the one of the Parasites. There's a new one, and I have the Mythics box. And I don't dare play in the Mythics box. I don't want to lose my friends. That game is horrifying.
Okay, yeah, they do have some games, but is Anatomy Park board game? That's what, just like Monopoly?
Yes.
They got Rick and Morty
I don't know.
Clue. Rick and Morty Total Recall card game. Oh, okay. Yeah, Cryptozonic. They they release all sorts of things. Let's take a look at this. Visit the page.
Dude, I have the Rick and Morty Mythics box, Have you ever heard the term friendship breaking game?
Oh, geez. Okay, well, they don't show you a preview of anything. In fact, the release date... Oh, wait, the release date was a year ago. I'm surprised I haven't seen any of this. Although Cryptozonic, they do a pretty good job at marketing just to their... to their niche brand. How can I put it? It's not like... let's see. There was a card game at Target, and it was weird. It was like this augmented reality card game. And it was like there for a couple weeks, and then it just went away. But I think that's because they were selling it at a higher price. They were selling the cards at $5 more than regular other card games. And I think that had something to do with the fact that you need an app to play with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Rick and Morty Monopoly game.
Well, of course we do.
And also, there's another tabletop game that you might be curious about. There's a tabletop game based on the Labyrinth movie with David Bowie.
Wait, a tabletop based off Labyrinth? Okay.
Yeah. Hell, today I saw. Do you know the game Catan?
Yeah.
Settlers of Catan. Okay, I saw a Klingon version of Catan.
Okay, well, we got the Labyrinth game. Well, no, that's here. This is like the actual magical labyrinth. Labyrinth.
Jim Henson, right? I saw it on Think Geek. Okay, I found it. Put Jim Henson Labyrinth board game, and you will be able to find it.
Yeah, I found it. Let's see. Oh wow, that's actually pretty. Looks like semi-elaborate. Let's download this and show everybody at home. Let's see. Save. Yeah, weird. Let's see. That looks like it could be interesting. See? Labyrinth, the board game. I wonder who it was put out by. Yeah, they're like I said, you can get a niche audience, and they'll pay out the nose for this stuff. Like, I would really like to have the Ghostbusters board game, but it's like $100. Not 100, but like not
it's like
something I would
$40.
actually. I mean, I sort of would like to drop that much money. If I could like make a lot more money off of YouTube and commissions and stuff like that, then I would totally invest in that and then make Let's Play videos. But all I can do now is kind of skewer the... Goblins. Jim Henson's Goblins. It was an expansion to the Labyrinth set.
The Ghostbusters on ThinkGeek is $30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna give you the link to the ThinkGeek.
Oh, well, I was in a comic book store one time, and they wanted like $60.
Dude, I love. If any of my players is listening to this, bear in mind I freaking love you. I'm saving money to buy the Dark Souls board game, which is $200 basically, or 120.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so
geez.
yeah.
Okay. As you can see here, getting back to the artwork. As you can see here, there's some layering issues. And like I said, I'm going to be adjusting her face is. If you look at Kimmy in the, I'm trying to actually interact with the window. Yeah, as you can see, her face is a little too smooth. She should have more of a jut right here. And it should jut here and then go into smoothness from there. So I'm going to be adding, I'm going to be building up this side of the face in just a little bit. But other than that, it looks like it's coming along pretty nicely. But anyway, like you were saying, yeah, okay, that one and maybe the Mega Man board game. But again, these are all like, there's a direct market between... Yeah. I mean, you don't need to go the Pokemon route and make just like a lot of. Oh, there's a Big Trouble in Little China board game.
Wait, what?
Apparently.
Oh. Oh yeah. I know there's a card game. I see the Fallout Chess. Dragon Ball Z Monopoly?
Oh yeah, hey. There was a new version of Monopoly, and it's Monopoly Gamers, and it had Super Mario characters, and it had Super Mario characters, and it also had like little expansion characters. They had the main game for like $20, and then you can buy individual characters for like $2. And they had special ability. All these characters had special abilities. And apparently in the game, in this version of Monopoly, there are boss monsters. So, like, at what point, well, I don't know. I was going to say, at what point don't you just make a regular game? Why didn't you just make Smash Brothers, the board game? Include 5 characters, and then sell all the other characters off on the side. Why did you even need to bring in Monopoly into this?
I just found a game. It's $16, and I think it was made for you. It's called Batman Almost Got Him, the card game.
Oh, is that like a storytelling game?
I don't know. It's a card, but it seems like it's a card game based around the premise of the episode Almost Got Him.
Yeah, of course. That's a really good. That's a really good card game. I mean, that's a really good episode. Was this put out by? Hold on, the window's opening.
It's okay.
This was put out by Cryptozonic. Okay, yeah. Again, they do a lot of good work. Let's see what the image looks like. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of a storytelling game. Almost got him the card game. Officially licensed Batman merchandise. 30 minutes of gameplay. What would you do? It's like Secret Hitler. Hey, it's like Secret Hitler, except one person in the room is Batman. Everyone enjoys a good leisurely game. In case, let's see, the Batman Almost Got Him card game is a hidden role card game that has you working with some of Gotham's favorite cronies. The problem is that one of them is actually Batman. Good luck figuring out which one it is before the Caped Crusaders subdues you. So you've got to figure out which one of you guys is Batman secretly.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually pretty neat.
Yeah.
That means that the Batman series actually invented Secret Hitler years before.
I don't know. I will need to check because this seems recent. But let's see. Let me do some Google Foo.
But that looks cool.
It was published. Let's see, 30 minutes. It doesn't say when it was published.
Huh.
But it looks
neat. It should. Yeah, but that actually sounds like it'd be a neat twist.
Yeah. Besides, it's not that expensive.
No, it's not. Yeah, it does sound like a murder mystery party game.
Besides, it's.
I was going to say one problem with working with models, especially. I mean, I try to get the lighting, the line as smooth as possible, but you can sort of see that sometimes the shading doesn't quite match, and you got to like really work to blend it in. Is that my nose or yours?
No, it's mine.
Okay.
My girlfriend. My girlfriend is having a stroke, but not in the little sense. She just got some good news.
Okay.
Based on art.
Oh, wonderful. But yeah, like blending in the two shadings, and I mean, it's sort of nice because you're a neat twist. Hey, Izzy, how you doing? But yeah, just Now, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I guess there's a way to render flat colors, like purely flat colors. But I was gonna say this is sort of nice because it gives you that that sort of airbrushed look, or that nice even 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 shading. Uh, and you can add on top of it. You can, like, if I wanted to add a little bit more shading, I could have. But like I was saying, this was an upgrade from a sketch, so I kind of wanted to I don't know, get it done and move on to other things. Like it's always said, you know, you're never done with any artwork. You just sort of abandon it prematurely. Um, it's always nice to get a warm welcome. Ah, well, we love you, Izzy. Uh, yeah, this was, and again, this. I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna blur some of the shading there. You can especially tell on the neck that it looks like that it's that it's something else other than what I just made by hand. I mean, I could have made that, but you'll see. Oh, it's your birthday. Oh, happy
Oh,
birthday, Izzy.
feliz cumpleaños.
Yeah. Also, she's got sharp boobs.
Wait, did you say boobs? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. No, is
Oh,
not Izzy. Kimmy. She's got the,
oh.
and which I had to sort of I had to there's different ways of modeling that. You basically you select faces or vertices, and then you essentially pinch them together and sort of shape them that way. And the glove is a little off. The glove needs a little bit of line work. Did I even fix that in the final? It doesn't look like I did, but
Hey, I'll be right back. Give me a moment, okay?
okay, right on. So anyway, yeah, it is the girl from Symbiotic Titan. And how much time do we have left? We got about like maybe 10 minutes left. Yeah, it's getting down to the wire. It's yeah, the soft shading, like, it works really nice. But you can totally tell if you pick a color off of any point of that boxing glove and try to move it anywhere else, it shows up like really it sticks out like a sore thumb. Also, here's one technique, which is to select an area of the glove, like area of color, and change the saturation and the hue, which you'll see in just a second. Will it pop up? No, the actual menu doesn't pop up, which my mouse you're seeing right there. I'm actually adjusting the hue, and I'm adjusting the color right there. It doesn't pop up, but I'm definitely doing it. And I'm working on this one. This sort of just, did I put that? Yeah, it's on the final. There was at one point where I was judging whether or not to do it or not. This style reminds me of Hot Diggity Demon. Is it? Yeah, sorta. I could see that. He sort of uses the soft shading sometimes, and sort of the, the thick black lines sort of tapered off in certain ways. Oh, oh no, you were talking about May's drawing. Okay, let's see what May's is. Oh, cute. Yeah, that reminds me of like really early Hot Diggity Demon. Very nice. I gotta do that and get that done. God, okay, so what do I do tomorrow? I was supposed to do this tomorrow. I think I'm going to put up maybe the first episode of the Let's Play. If I can get something else done. If I can get a graphic to go along with it. And then that way I'll have something for every day this week. Not including the fact that I need to do some work on a Familiar Faces episode. No, I'm adding the. I'm now adding the final touches with the shadow, and I think that's about it. I guess I didn't blend in that neck shadow. I probably should have. Here I am putting a little volume to the hair I just drew. I will say I did like Pony Move. It's better than Cupcakes. Oh, hey Noob, did you hear? I bought packs of for the. I bought $12 worth of packs for the Sonic the Hedge. I'm not Sonic the Hedgehog. God, the My Little Pony card game. How? I should probably do. Maybe I'll do an opening video on that. Like do a live stream of me opening it. Maybe that'll give me some content, and I might as well because. But let's see, what was I gonna say? So that happened. Did a bone pony? I was gonna say, how has Sonic the Hedgehog never made a card game? God, with everything that they've done with Sonic. Although actual merchandise outside of Japan, I think hasn't done anything. Okay, here I'm moving the face a little bit. I flattened the whole image. I don't know why I did that. Hey Joe. But yeah, you see, you can totally tell, and I have to blend it in and sort of spot match which color ends up where. It doesn't look like there's much shading there, but there's actually like a real lot of it. So you got to watch out. In fact, it's almost so unnoticeable as to make you question why didn't I just shade other things? But it creates a nice effect. I think your brain notices that it's shaded, even if you don't.
By the way, my girlfriend says hello, and she's having like I wouldn't say a seizure, but she's like hyping.
Here we go. I'm using the blur brush to kind of soften everything up, taper the eyebrows a little bit. Okay.
Anyways,
my Walmart got rid of the Walmart. Yeah, my Walmart didn't have much of a card game section either. It's got like a piffy little one. It's mainly just Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. They don't have a lot of other interesting card games anymore.
By the way, are you into Magic the Gathering or not your cup of tea?
I have Magic the Gathering cards. It's just that, yeah, it's a little bit, it's like really dense. It's like, do I just jump on at the latest expansion because all the other expansions have kind of been cut off? Like I went to a thrift store and I bought I bought like a box, a deck. Well, okay. We may have to save this for another night because I think this is the actual end of the video. And there you have it. That's sort of the final project.
Quick round. Thomas says if you will do familiar faces on Brigadon or Kaiba, and Evie asks if you know about the Kingdom Hearts card game.
Do I know? Yeah, I have. I know about the Kingdom Hearts card game. I have it. I got the starter set. I'm a little excited about getting that. I picked that up for like $4. So again, cheap damage is called cheap damage because it's not called get the newest box for like $60 and then not play it. It's cheap damage because it's all the leftover market bin card games. But anyway, let me just let me give my final thoughts on this. Like I said, this is an interesting technique. I may, if I can figure out how to streamline it a little bit, then this will really help me in the future to kind of get a lot of commissions out. So basically trying to boost my productivity. Also, it'll help me maybe do comics. I've done a few things where I've used the CG to make line art for background images. Like I've said before, I used it once on a tank. So I'm going to keep playing with this, keep working on it, see what I can do out of that. To finish up this whole Artcast, I want to thank Joe for joining me tonight. He just popped on. I forget what. I was checking Skype to check my Skype name. He popped on, asked me what I was doing. I said, well, I was thinking about doing this, and we just did it. So everybody, say good night to Joe, and thank him for being here. Thank you, Joe, for being with us.
Dude, you know me. If I'm online and you have nothing to do, just ask me.
Right on, right on. And I thank you all for joining us this evening. We had a great crowd. I could see you maybe doing 3D image commissions too. Yeah, possibly in the future, Liz. They have to be far more polished than they are now. I'd have to learn a lot more about just lighting and different things. But maybe that's something to work towards. Anyway, everybody, good night. We are signing off, and thank you very much for joining us this evening. See
Take
you
care,
all
people.
later.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
It was a good streaming.
No. We always keep quiet for like about a minute to let the stream catch up.